actor. It all starts with the story. So what was it about this story that kind of made you want to make?
Well, I was sent the script, which was the story is a group of Ghostbusters making a documentary trying to debunk the reports of hauntings in this hotel in Cyprus. But it becomes very apparent very soon that there is a deep supernatural presence in the hotel. And as my crew starts to disappear one by one in very unsavory ways, everything sort of spirals a little out of control. But the wonderful thing too is we actually did shoot in the hotel in Cyprus, and it was such a pleasure, and the director Francesco Cinquemani was channeling Dario Argento, Stanley Kubrick, Roman Polanski, Brian De Palma, but in his own maverick individual way. It was a joy.
What is it about, do you think, stories that are set in a haunted house? We never lose an attraction to those kind of haunted house stories, do we? What do you think? Why do you think that is?
Because I think it sort of is deeply stimulating to the imagination, to the sense of fear and the sense of desire. It's very sexy.
For you as an actor, you know, studying the psychology of human nature is kind of intrinsic to what you do. So I'm wondering how horror allows you to kind of delve even deeper into those kind of feelings, desires that maybe non-genre films don't allow us to do.
Because I think horror opens the doors which are usually kept closed. In normal domestic drama, it's about the psychology and the interaction. The horror unleashes emotions which in normal life people keep repressed. And that is thrilling. It's like a roller coaster ride.
You're the producer, so let's start with your producer role and what was it about the project that wanted you to attach yourself to and become so heavily involved?
Well, I think I'm the happiest person in this movie because I was acting there and I was the producer, so I arranged everything. I knew the script from the beginning. Then it was a surprise. It was another movie in the end. And actually, thanks to the universe and to pandemic times, we got the hotel absolutely empty, and Cyprus was empty because everybody was not allowed to go out. They were sitting at home, and only for the movie world, so movie industry, it was the only one thing that you could do. Even the shops were closed, and we had the special paper from my company that we're making movie, so we were allowed to to go anywhere, to stay in the hotel, to make 200 people every day, every night. We were walking. It was like we were alone on Earth. Yes, and it was great to have the empty hotel because we used all the elevators, basements, and all these things full of blood. And then we had time to wash it. So I was happy. And actually, the most interesting thing for me was that we had my daughter. I have 3 kids, and so my daughter was in the movie, and I was so happy that she did a great job. And I just came back from Kilimanjaro. 2 days ago, I was up, and then I went down here. But it was a real horror movie up there because now not enough oxygen, and we felt like we are almost dying. And then I come here, that's why I changed.
You look amazing. And so for people who haven't seen the film, tell us a little bit about the story.
Well, since I'm the producer, it's not just a horror movie, it's a love story. And Julian Sands, he's my father in the movie, my ghost's father. And it was a happiness to be together with him because he made me feel very comfortable. He asked me to do some things that I could be in the character, and I lost my father just 1 month before the movie, and then I found him, and it was such a such a big, great thing for me to have him.
I would imagine working with somebody like Julian Sands, he's an icon, isn't he? Really, you would learn a lot from him. Yeah. Really.
And thanks to him, sometimes when we already made a few shots, then he said, no, I don't like it, so we'll make it tomorrow one more time. I understood as a producer that we have to pay more, but it was better for the movie.
And lastly, just tell us more about your character and why you wanted to play her.
Actually, the character Sophia in the movie, it's not me. I mean, I'm always smiling. I have 3 kids. I'm always doing something that I love, and I'm positive. But my character is a lady, divorced. She lost a baby. She's always drinking some herbs, so she's kind of, I don't know.
Neurotic, a little mad.
Yes. Yeah. And it was not easy for me to be there, but then I understood that it's another, dark part of myself, and it was a kind of even relax being there, because I always have to smile to show my kids that everything is okay, that we can do whatever. But being Sophia is something very interesting for me. It's like a new life. And actually I'm a writer. I have 5 books about angels and people. And for me, it's easier to be in a character if I write the whole story. And I made it before the movie. I showed to the film director, and he said, "Oh, wow! Now you know everything." So from the beginning, when I was born, how I felt, so to become another character.
So tell us what attracted you to the story.
What attracted me was the fact that it was a suspenseful drama, thriller, horror film, and it's not just any horror film. There is a relationship-based story there. There is human-based relationships, and that is what attracted me, because there is diversity to that. It's not just about the scares. The first half of the film is purely about the relationship between the protagonists, and that is what always attracts me to the story. And the bonus was the fact that it was filmed in Cyprus. That's my home. So yeah, I was incredibly blessed and proud to be able to film a first feature film experience for myself in my home. So it was absolutely wonderful.
Well, for an actor, space and the spatial awareness and the environment that you're working in is paramount. But so working in this hotel, how did that help inform your character, I suppose?
Ooh, well, so when we were filming, the hotel actually, so usually in Cyprus, the hotel is hustling, bustling with tourism. I grew up going there, so it was so busy. And so this was filmed during lockdown and COVID restriction time, and it was absolutely abandoned. So seeing that hotel that I grew up seeing, being abandoned, completely empty, was such a different experience for me. So I feel like inevitably it informed my character in the sense that I was living that kind of experience of being in Cyprus, being in an abandoned hotel, completely empty, massive. So it felt like you were just a tiny speck in this massive building. So it was really helpful to be able to film in that kind of location.
And we've got Julian Sands in the film. I mean, how incredible. I mean, the man's an icon. What kind of things did you learn from him?
Well, I did have a few scenes with him, and honestly, it was just about presence, patience on set, because it was my first feature film experience, like I have mentioned, and he's of course extremely experienced, and so it was just about, he taught me the ability to be patient and take my time and not hurry, because it's really important not to be nervous and not let the nerves get to you. So being able to kind of ground yourself is just that gives the best performance, and you can tell. Absolutely.